felt like coming in that, I don't really get into who should have got in and bubbles and all that, but I really thought that TCU was a team that should have gotten in the NCAA tournament. And so I knew we had our work cut out for us from the beginning. Just so big and physical and long and athletic. But I thought our game plan was really good, and I thought our guys, did what they've done all year long. Let's fight to the bitter end. And, with about 3 minutes to go, felt like we were right where we needed to be, down 8. Because I just remembered watching their game against Oklahoma State, and they had like a 15-point lead with 4 or 5 minutes to go, and Oklahoma State literally missed like a 4-footer to win the game. So I really felt good. I thought we were right where we needed to be, but it just didn't happen. Missed a shot or got an offensive foul, and just wasn't in the cards.
Questions for the student athletes?
Kai, one of the tougher and more larger front courts that y'all have gone up against this year. What was that challenge like tonight?
We played a couple big teams early in the year, so we kind of were used to it. We just had to fight a little bit extra harder on the rebounding aspect and on defense.
And in the second half, you really kind of started to take control offensively. Do you see that as a role that throughout maybe into your senior season next year, that's something you can take on?
I feel like it. Coach trusts me when I'm in the mid-post, shooting my mid-range jump shot. So I feel like that'll be a major thing that I have to work on this next upcoming season.
Right. Now, Cam, NIT had some rule changes, including the three-point line. Do you think that impacted y'all at all tonight throughout the game?
Honestly, I don't think that impacted us tonight. We have a team full of shooters, and when it comes towards the end of the game, we just couldn't get stops. I don't think three-point line was a major reason why.
All right, and you just wrapped up your career here at Sam Houston State, a historic season. What's the thing that you'll remember most from your time with the Bearcats?
Everything from my sophomore year to my senior year has just been surreal. Probably, I would say, getting a ring with my teammates and going out with a bang, I would say. I'll remember it for sure.
Yeah, and with all the veterans that y'all had on the team, even when y'all were down double digits in the second half, y'all really seemed to never really lose y'all's composure. Do you think, that's just kind of the mentality that this team has had all year long?
That's for sure. Sam Houston State basketball, fight to the end and just give it your all for 40 minutes and never quit. Never quit on your teammates or your brothers. Give it your all, really. That's the Sam Houston State motto.
Question for Coach Hooten.
All right, Coach. So y'all seem to really jump out ahead strong. We're right there towards the end of the first half. They really went on a big run. What was the biggest thing that you saw them change from their aspect?
I don't think anything. I believe the run occurred mostly from our turnovers. We talked about that. They thrive off of transition, and most of their transition baskets are from turnovers. We just made a couple of little silly mistakes, a couple of passes. Should have been a bounce pass here, maybe stepping to the ball and being strong and catching it there. And I thought that our turnovers turned into some run-outs for them. And then, of course, they finished the half on a 14-2 run. And, we were down 4 at half and probably should have been ahead at halftime. So I thought that was probably the biggest turning point right there, maybe that last 5 minutes or so of the first half. And, sometimes that has a lot to do with, substitutions, patterns. It also has something to do with maybe being fatigued a little bit. The last month and a half of the season, it's go time, it's grind time, and, these two guys, along with a couple of others, we're going to have them in there. They've played a lot of minutes, and we've rode them pretty hard. And, but, Cam played 38 tonight, and Kai's really played a whole lot more the last couple of weeks, as I said. So, those guys have played well, and I wanted, if you go down, I want to go down with what got us there.
And didn't have Marcus out there tonight, and you talked kind of all year about how he was a defensive stopper for y'all in a game where they shot over 70% in the second half. How big of a loss was that?
I think when we all take a step back here in a week or 2 or 3 and take a deep breath and unwind a little bit, we're gonna look back and see that Marcus getting hurt against New Orleans in the first half is probably the reason that we're sitting here right now. I think we would be playing in the big dance if he wouldn't have got hurt. And I know that's easy to say, well, what if? But the reason I say that is because he's been our best defender all year long. and we just couldn't get stops when we needed to against New Orleans or tonight. And it's a trickle down, right? It's not against anything else or anybody else on our team. It's just that he's that good. He's that good of a defender. The other thing that he does is he makes big shots. He's made big shots all year long. He won a game for us at Abilene Christian in double overtime. He made a big shot at SFA when they came screaming at us with about 2 or 3 minutes to go. He's a big shot maker and a really good defender. And I felt so bad for him. I mean, there's nobody who wants to be out there more than him. And, to be able to play in an NIT, I know is something that he would have really enjoyed. But it just happens that way. Sometimes it's not in the cards, but that's not going to go unnoticed. He's been a great player for us all year long.
And points in the paint battle was something that they really took control of tonight. What kind of as y'all head towards the offseason, and just sort of what are some things that y'all as a team can do to improve in that aspect?
Well, points in the paint are always going to be an issue when you play a high major team. This guy sitting over here to the next to me, I wouldn't trade this guy in for anybody, all right? But he's not 6'11", 270 pounds, and camps out in there under the basket. So that's part of it. It's part of playing teams like this with size and length. I think that we just, we had to have one of those nights where we made a lot of threes, and we were 6 for 21. They're 5th in the country in giving up 3-pointers, and they do a really good job defensively to do that. And it took us out of our game a little bit tonight. But on the flip side of that, we did what we needed to do. They were 6 for 22. And just the paint. The paint's tough when you got a lot of size. I mean, they're 2 guards, 6'7", and Cam's 6'3". I mean, it's just different sometimes. And but that's not to say that we didn't battle. And again, 8-point game with 3 minutes to go. What more can you ask?
And just my last one for you. What was the thing about this team? Y'all made school history, and just what was the thing that made you most proud about this group?
Team. It's the best team I've ever coached as far as team. We're talented, but maybe not the most talented I've ever had. But this is the epitome of what team is right here. I've never coached a group of guys that have not been. All they've cared about is just winning and playing together, and it's just been amazing. I would ever coach in the country at least one time in their career for 1 year to experience what I've been able to experience this year. It's just been amazing. These guys have shared the ball. We started off the year, we had a couple of little things here and there, selfish-wise. We got those things taken care of, and not one time have we worried about who wants to score or who gets shots. And that's hard to say when you got a guy that was player of the year in your league, guy's player of the year. And not one time did he ever worry about how many shots he was getting or taking. So it's just been amazing. It's an amazing ride. There's a difference in a good team, a great team, and a special team. This team was special, absolutely.